Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Critic Alex, and I know a lot of you out there are busy farming the free stages for gear or for food to cook to make to Affinity. I was doing this well, but I wanted to take a moment to make a video about min-maxing your time for those of you that don't have hours and hours like me to play this game. Because obviously if you have a ton of time, you can dedicate to it, then you can take your time at your own pace and do things at your own leisure. But if you're really strapped for time for some reason, like your school ran long or work ran long, or you took a nap and you woke up too late and you realize, oh my god, there's only 30 minutes left before the daily reset in 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross, what do I do? I'm here to help with that. So I tried to prioritize the most important steps that you should take and the most important things, tasks, quests that you should do in the game to get the most valuable items first. And then I went from most valuable to least valuable with some consideration for how long it takes to do these things. But for the most part, most things in this game don't take very long to complete and will still give you great rewards. So without further ado, the very first thing you should do as soon as you log in is go and check in your Knighthood. If you don't have any time, if you only have 5 minutes to play, not only is checking in your Knighthood going to give you, hopefully, at least 1 diamond, but it's going to give you the respect and admiration of your Alliance Knighthood mates, and they're going to not kick you out of your Knighthood. So yeah, just go here and pray to the weird snake statue. If you have less than 20 members in your Knighthood, obviously you won't be getting a diamond, but it kind of goes without saying. It's a bit of advice for you. If you're in a Knighthood with less than 20 members, you should probably find a new Knighthood, or you should recruit aggressively, because you're missing out. For every day that you spend in that sub 20 member Knighthood, it's a day that you're losing out on a diamond. So yeah, don't cut yourself short and get those diamonds. After you've checked in, obviously that won't apply if you're not yet at chapter 6, so go through the story and finish that. After you've done the chapter 6 stuff, then you want to prioritize the 2 dailies that will give you diamonds. Now, one of the 2 dailies that gives you diamonds is going to be the free stage. That one's very easy to complete. It takes like a minute or less. So just go in there with your farm team and bang that one out. You also get some gold. The other daily quest that gives you diamonds is the PvP fight. This can take a while. Obviously, PvP fights range in time from a couple of minutes to like 10. You can forfeit if you're really desperate for time. I don't recommend forfeiting, but it's a possibility. It's up to you, really. And just remember that it's normal PvP. It's ungeared PvP, not geared PvP. So once you've banged out those dailies and once you've checked into your Knighthood, what should you do next? Well, you should look over at the events up here, and this is going to be sort of time sensitive. There may not always be events for this. There have been, but I just can't speak for the future of the game forever and definitely. But there should be always at least one event that gives you diamonds. There's going to be events that do different things, like this awakening event. Okay, this is the one that gives you diamonds. But anyways, the enhancement event gives you 4-star awakening stones. The free stage clearing event gives you 50 enhancement stones. But then down here, the awakening event going to give you 2 diamonds. Sometimes it's an awakening event. Sometimes it's a PvP event where you have to do 2 death matches. Sometimes it wants you to do 2 death matches instead of 2 PvP matches. So these can take some time, like 10-20 minutes, but it's worth it for the 2 diamonds. Diamonds are the most valuable currency in the game, so you want to make sure that you're getting them as often as you can. Also, it's only gone for the next few days, but you should also click on this share reward and share to get an extra Solgris key. That's just something that you should do when you're in that menu. It's not necessarily the highest value use of your time if you're really strapped on time. After you've done those diamond events, then you should do the cooking daily. It's really easy. Just go over to Bond. You're already in the tavern. And just bang out some random cooking item here. Nope, that's not the right one. Just bang out some random cooking thing so that you can get... Nope, that's not the right one. I cannot remember which one you use. It's this one. Okay, for the yes. Okay. So just cook something random. You know, memorize the one that you use the most often. Probably it's going to be the PvP coin food. And then just bang that one out, because it's important to get that daily task for the 2 stamina pots, right? You may not have time to play today, and that's why you're using this list, but you may have time to play tomorrow or the next week. So it's always important to get the 1 to 2 stamina pots. This will change depending on where you are in the story, so your daily rewards will get better as time progresses, as you progress. But yeah, definitely bang that out. Next up, the next most important thing I think after the cooking daily would be the Solgris dungeons. However, a friend of mine and former Knighthood member, Roro, pointed out that after you do the cooking one, you have to be in the tavern, so it may be a good use of your time if you have a little bit more time to grab the Vanya Ale, and then if you have a little bit more time, change the song here, give them beer here, and wipe down the table for the extra 300, what is it called? Affection. the extra 300 Meliodas affection. The affection is not as important, but the 3 or 4 Vanya ales are nice because that will equal 900 or 1,200 affinity that you can use to get character affinity, affection. There's so many like a double consonant words. Yeah, but you can use these for the affinity, and then you can get the affinity items, you can get the diamonds. So I think the Vanya Ale is quite important. I don't think it's as important as the Solgras dungeons, but you're in the tavern now, so you're sort of saving yourself a login screen or a loading screen by not having to bounce back and forth. So after you've done all that, then you want to go over to the Solgras dungeons, and you want to make sure that these ones are not close to filling up. So you want to prioritize. The priority, it really depends. This one this one's 8 hours, so normally this won't be full for you already unless you've been ignoring the game for a very long time, like over 24 hours. This one goes up by 1 every hour and a half, every 90 minutes, so it's more likely that you're going to do these first. But it's really up to you. I just go ahead and do the gold ones first, and you always, want to go here and do this one. It's 2 keys every time, so you bang those out really quickly. And then once you've done the gold keys, you want to go on to the event keys. For the event keys, you also want to do the gold stage, and you want to run through that to get more gold. Gold is the second most important currency in the game, which is why I value the Solgras dungeons so high on the list. After that, after you've done all of those things, then you want to... this one sort of requires more investment in terms of knowing which events are active, but from here, once you've done all of those other steps, you want to start investing some time, if you have it, into the time limited events, because usually the time limited events have very, very good rewards, but you don't necessarily have to prioritize them every single day, which is why I didn't put them at the top of the list. But for example, if you've been neglecting the growth event, it's expiring in a few days, you should finish it. If you haven't been doing the Tensura, the slime collab grinding for the materials because you can exchange them in the exchange shop, maybe it's time for you to spend 10-20 minutes farming some of the horns or some of the whatever this may be. This is going to change. This is not always going to be available in the game anyways. Like when the slime collab is done, we're not necessarily going to have another exchange shop. It seems that they do an exchange shop every like 3 weeks to a month. So this is not necessarily a step that you're going to have to do every single day, but it's important to know, for example, I have to do this. I have to, I only have 8 days left. Actually, I'm going to miss one of the days because I didn't exchange them every single day that I should have. I can only do one? Why? Oh, I don't have enough horns. Whoops. Okay, so anyways, yeah, this one is a bit more contextual based on what's available, but it's always important to check when it's there and to do it. Also, if there are any spin events. The reason why I put the spin events after the Fort Solgras things and the free stage is because you need the spin coins to participate in the spin. So yes, the rewards here are more valuable than the Fort Solgras dungeons, sure, but you can't participate in this unless you get tickets first. So I'm assuming that you don't have tickets, you don't have very many. That's why I put those other things first. Obviously, you want to farm up at least 10-20 of these before you go and spin. But obviously, you should spin because the rewards up here are just absolutely amazing. You do not want to miss out on them at all. After you've done all of that, then you want to finish off the rest of your daily tasks. Now, the rest of the daily tasks can take a lot longer, like boss battle can take a while if you don't have a very fast farming team. The deathmatch can also take a long time if you don't have anyone to invite, or if you just can't clear it very quickly because you have a low damage team. The rewards are amazing. It starts at 4 stars, but it builds up to 5 stars, like I said for the other ones. The rewards are amazing, so you should absolutely do them. Probably the only daily quest that you can skip because it's much less valuable than the other ones is this one. I really think they should add a little bit more to this. I don't know if it's me being greedy, but sometimes I forget to do this one, and it's so lackluster. I don't know, compared to the other ones with like diamonds and 6-star XP pots and all that stuff. 77 enhancements. I don't know. Maybe if they put the awakening stone here, because it sort of makes sense to synergize with the enhancement stones, and then they change this boss battle one or this deathmatch one to be something else, maybe that would make a little bit more sense. I don't know. But yeah, finish off the rest of your dailies after you've done that. And then you should do your free pull. Now, this only applies to global, and this also only applies to if you want to watch an ad. If you don't want to watch an ad, then obviously don't do that. But you get 1 free draw of 1 per day. That's at minimum going to be 1 free stamina pot, or you could get an SR character, or you could even get an SSR character. So the value here is tremendous. Some people do this the very first thing when they log in, but I just put it later on in the day because chances are, right, given the rates, you're probably just going to pull an XP pot. So an XP pot's nice, but cooking and getting 2, or sorry, not XP pot, stamina pot. Getting 1 stamina pot is nice, but cooking and getting 2 stamina pots is obviously way easier, faster, and it's going to give you twice as much. So that's why I did that. It takes 5 seconds to cook. It takes minimum 30 seconds to watch an ad. Sometimes it's buggy. Sometimes the ad doesn't load. Sometimes it loads halfway and then you have to reload it. Plus, not everybody likes watching ads. After you've done that, then you should, because you're already in the draw sort of thing, from draw, go over to shop and then do your free equipment draw, your 1 free equipment draw, and get your coin shop reward, the SSR that you get for free, because again, it's extra gold. After you've done that, your priorities can shift a little bit depending on what kind of player you are, but I would recommend, given how long it takes to recharge and how valuable it can be, play PvP with your coin food to get more coins for the UR weapons and the anvils weekly. After you've burnt all your PvP energy, then I would say do the remaining boss battles that you have in the death matches, especially if you need the materials for the death matches, like the ears and the horns and stuff for limit breaking, and the cups, the chalices. And then finally, the last thing you should do would be to set up an auto farm for the half-cost stages. You can also work the battle events in there at some point. Again, the battle events are sort of like the high-value time-limited events that I talked about in the middle. These ones will vary from account to account. Like if you don't have all three, well, if you don't have Milim and Rimuru, then you can't do them. Or if it's another event and there's other requirements, you may or may not be able to do them. So I can't necessarily recommend it as a high-priority thing for every player. You have to judge based on what you have and how fast you can do it. But the rewards there generally are decent. And actually, there's one battle event on right now, Hawk's Coin Pouch. A lot of people have been missing this one. But yeah, you should be playing this one 5 times a day as well. Again, not super valuable compared to the other events that are on right now or the other things that I said listed ahead of it. But it's not bad. It's not a bad way to spend your energy. So yeah, that is my min-max guide for how you should spend your time in the game if you have a limited amount of time. You absolutely by no means have to listen to this or follow this. This is not the list that this is not the way that I do things either. Like if I gave you my daily routine, I'm still awake at 3 a.m. when the daily routine when the daily reset happens. So I usually collect my check-in rewards from Elizabeth, and then I go and do the Vanya Ale tavern stuff just because I'm here. And then I usually just start burning stamina and burning PvP stamina. And then I set some auto farm up. I go to sleep. I wake up and I sort of repeat that while periodically checking into the Solgris dungeons to make sure that these are not filling up too fast. But I'm pretty much playing the game 24/7 as long as I'm awake. So I have sort of a different different method to my madness. But hopefully this has helped you out. Hopefully this has given you a sort of checklist that you can go through if you are strapped for time and you don't have, tons of hours to play like I am. Even if you're casual, you can still make a lot out of this game and you can still enjoy yourself and build up a very nice looking account box. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.